the way that music is moving these days, like, a lot of songs don't have bridges anymore. People regularly release music that is 2 minutes long now at this point. And so like the rules seem to be changing for music.
I wanted to start asking this question to the songwriters I have on this podcast. What is the best piece of advice you could give a fellow songwriter?
Write a bad song.
Write a bad song.
Write a bad song. The thing about writing a bad song is that it can be like, you're going to, by attempting to write a bad song, you will naturally bump into what you think the rules are. Because we've all made rules up. Some of them are sort of like naturally, like we've kind of absorbed them culturally. Like a song should be about 3.5 minutes long. Maybe it's like the good ones have bridges, right? But the way that music is moving these days, like, a lot of songs don't have bridges anymore. People regularly release music that is 2 minutes long now at this point. And so like the rules seem to be changing for music. But still, as a songwriter, what I want to do is I want to write a good one. Right. And so that can kind of like bump me into, a lack of flexibility around my creativity. And so
feeling like there's a formula.
Yeah. Well, trying to write a good song. So like when I engage in this practice, I find that like I will kind of like, it's almost like my rules, the things that are like getting in the way of me like expressing myself, those just like kind of like pop to the surface. So like when I think like write a bad song, I'm like, well, yeah, but it should probably have different kinds of parts. Like there should definitely like I'll write a bad song, but it should at least have like a verse and a chorus, right? I'm like, okay, well that's a rule that I've made, that a song should have distinctly different sections, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe my bad song does not have distinctly different sections. It's just the same.
You're saying to just flip your process inside out?
Flip your process inside out. Absolutely. Now, go ahead and try that and see what happens. For me, like Mountain, for example, that is a song that I started as an attempt to write a bad song.
Wow.
And it's one of my favorite songs that I've ever written.
That's actually my favorite song of yours. I was actually hoping you'd pick it. That's like,
oh, yeah?
Yeah. I love the song. I'm sorry.
I would have loved to play that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the part where you say, when people tell you you are broken, you believe them. I'm like, that's so much of like people's adulthood is unwriting that in their head.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
That's really cool. So if I write a bad song, I'll come out with my favorite song.
Well, so now that's the trick. Your brain, because you are armed with an adult brain that is so smart. Yeah, it'll. If you got to try to like enter at a place where like the trick, but you don't know the trick. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it is also interesting because I feel like in my head there's subject matter that you don't touch as like a songwriter, and as I've gotten back into songwriting, I'm like, why? Why did I ever think that? Like, why did I ever think, like, I had this rule in my head. You couldn't talk about modern day technology. Call, like, phone. Like, I'm like, for some reason, teenage me when I was writing songs wanted it to all sound, like, timeless in a way. But why is it off limits? Like, and you think of some of, like, your favorite songs, and they're about, like, just the most, like, Paved Paradise. I'm sorry. You Big Yellow Taxi.
Yeah.
You're like, that is probably one of the best songs ever. And in a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hotspot, I would have never written those words down, but I think that song is great.
Uh-huh.